Hey everybody, my name is Joe. I'm a doctoral student studying clinical psychology, and this is Psych Made Simple. Today we're continuing our series on the Enneagram, and specifically we're going to talk about type 6. And the way we're going to talk about, and the way we've been talking about the Enneagram, is looking at the core fear that often is a trap that we kind of run away from that fear rather than running toward or pursuing our values or what's important to us. And one thing that we've been talking about throughout these videos is this distinction between physical desire and metaphysical desire. So feel free to jump back to previous videos, like the one that should be displaying in the corner right now. That would be the first one in the series. But basically, the gist of it is that the physical desires are things that we enjoy for their own sake. So the example I use a lot is, just if you really enjoy driving a car really fast, that might be a reason that you really want a fancy car, right? Because you just enjoy it for its own sake. But the metaphysical desire is what you enjoy because of the status that it brings or who it makes you. So, in the same example, if you want a fancy car, it might actually be because it brings you a certain status. It might have nothing to do with the actual enjoyment that you get out of the car. And I think this is an important topic to think about with the Enneagram because each of these types, I believe, have a certain metaphysical desire that is driving a lot of their behavior, and the fear is oftentimes almost the opposite of that metaphysical desire. And I think that for the type 6, a big part of the metaphysical desire is being prepared, being the type of person that is prepared for any situation and safe in any situation. And with that, I think there's a constant struggle for sixes between trust and skepticism, because when they can find someone or something that they can trust and believe in, then that is really gratifying for them, because that brings a lot of safety, right, in that being able to trust that thing. But at the same time, there's so much risk in trusting that brings a lot of skepticism. So let me read through these statements from The Road Back to You. This is a book by Ian Cron, and I'm blanking on the first name of Stabile. But basically, at the beginning of each chapter of this book, they have 20 statements that basically, if you resonate with most of those statements, then it's a good indication that you might be that type for that chapter. And for type 6, some of the statements I pulled out were, I'm always imagining and planning for the worst. So, that's kind of that being prepared mindset. I find it hard to stop thinking about the things I'm worried about. And this last one really links back to that struggle between trust and skepticism. When things are going really well, I find myself wondering what will happen to spoil it. So even if, let's say, in a romantic relationship or something, there's a lot of trust being built, things are going really well, a type 6 might think, oh no, like, what's going to go wrong in this relationship? Is the person going to betray me? Is something bad going to happen that comes between us? Things like that, because there's that constant struggle, right? And that constant fear, I would say, of betrayal in something that you trust. And then in that situation, obviously, you wouldn't be safe. You wouldn't be prepared for that situation. So there's a lot of anxiety about those situations that you would be unprepared for. And if we circle back to this, I think that, it's really good to be aware of that fear of betrayal or fear of, lack of safety, because that can drive a lot of behaviors and a lot of over-preparing. And sometimes it drives either like over-preparing for a certain situation and, being almost like perfectionist in that situation to make sure you're prepared for every possible outcome. Or it can lead to just complete avoidance of any situation that might pose any kind of danger. And of course, if we let either of those impulses drive our behavior, then that can lead us to be focusing on going away from that rather than moving toward what we value in life, which obviously a lot of times in life, unfortunately, sometimes pursuing what's really important to us or doing, things that we believe in is not easy. And sometimes it is unsafe. So I think just being aware of that impulse for Enneagram type 6s is really good, because it can help you kind of avoid simply moving away from your fears, but instead moving toward your values. So feel free to let me know in the comments what you thought about that. If you have any more thoughts about Enneagram type 6, or if you have any requests for other videos about the Enneagram, about psychology, personality, anything kind of related to those topics, give me a like, and please subscribe if you're interested in more content like this. And have a great rest of your day, and I hope you enjoyed the video.